Hi everyone, how are you? It's Mary Alice here with Change Your Aim, Change Your Life. And every day we have choices to make that can help us to change our aim for the better or keep us stuck. So I'm encouraging you to take a few moments when you need to make a decision about how to respond to somebody, how to make a decision about something. The core foundation would be love. Even if you're feeling angry, choose love to make your decision, and you will never go wrong. Okay? Okay. I just want to share something with you. I'm undergoing this huge project, which is why I didn't post sooner than I wanted. I will share what that project is with you maybe within the next week or two. But I did want to talk to you about what I have in my seminar, a section that's called Baby, It's Cold Outside. And it has to do with the picture of the iceberg. And a couple weeks ago, about 10 days ago, I had posted on Change Your Aim, Change Your Life on Facebook a picture of an iceberg. And you can see the iceberg, the tip of it above the water, and the huge mass underneath the water. And we are so much like that iceberg. And I just wanted to share, I'll take a couple minutes about, I want you something for you to think about your subconscious, about our subconscious. Because if you've watched any of my videos, you know that my statement is we need to live by purpose and not by default. And so much of the time we live by default. And that default mode is that massive part of the iceberg underneath the water. And it runs our life. And it's not a bad thing. It helps us get through the day. It helps us with our good habits that we've established that we don't even think about. You know, we wake up and brush our teeth, or we go for that walk in the morning, or whatever ritual or routine you have for your health and hygiene and work habits, and those are all great. But in storage in this iceberg underneath the water is a lot of crap, and we just don't know it. And I go into detail in it, and I won't do it now. Excuse me, adjusting my leg. I'm not going to go into it now because it's going to be in the seminar and in the book as to the depth of how embedded some of these bad habits are that we don't even know are habits, and negative coping mechanisms that we developed. And we drag them into our adulthood, which are no longer needed, but somehow we think it's a part of us, so they've attached to us, and we think, oh, that's just who we are. And in essence, it's really not. So it's, who are you really? Who are you underneath all the extra baggage that's stuck there inside us? You know, we make decisions, oh, we're going to do our best, and we're going to achieve this goal, and I'm going to set out to do that, and yet the very next day, we'll sit on the couch and just be mesmerized by some sitcom. Or we'll choose to eat right, and we really want to in that moment, and then we'll walk into the kitchen and put our hand in a bag of chips. What is that? What is the disconnect between what we want to do, what we know we want to do, what's right for us, and to accomplish our dreams, and to use our capabilities and talents, or even find out what our talents are? And yet, within 2 breaths or 2 steps, we are sabotaging ourselves. Well, that has to do with what's stuck in that iceberg of the subconscious. It's all old material, old tapes, old stuff that no longer serves us, but because of habit, we've incorporated it, and we think, oh, that's just who we are, oh, that's life, I'll always be fat, I'll always be this, I'll never achieve that goal. I'll never make it to I'll never start that business I want. You know, we have right off the bat, we have these negative thoughts because we're hung up by this skip in the record, and it keeps going back. Well, I want to address that. I want you to know you don't have to live like that. We do not have to. And we can control our minds and our thoughts. We can take hold of those skips in the record, so to speak, and make it move forward. And for those of you who don't know what a record is, I'm going to have to come up with a different analogy. Because everything's so digital now. It's an old phrase. When you played records, sometimes they get scratched and they would just like keep going over the same lyric over and over because the needle can't move past the scratch. So it's called the skip in the record. Anyway, that is important to know, and I want to give you encouragement in that. Think about and write out if you can. If you can write it out, again, I encourage you to have that journal, and we might not use it every day, but just keep it handy so you can write out things that bring to your awareness, which is one more step to that enlightenment of a better life, of those things that are tripping you up. Like, even write about it. Just say, gosh, I made that decision to exercise 3 days a week. 3 days a week, and I almost said 3 times a week. I guess that'd be the same thing. 3 days a week, 3 times a week. I was thinking 3 times a day in my head, and that's what. Okay. Anyway, I digress. I'll move on. But we'll make these decisions, and then within a week, within a day, we'll say, I'm too tired. I don't want to. It doesn't matter. And we forget about the essence and the philosophy of the compound effect. Darren Hardy wrote a great book about the compound effect. It's a great little book if you can get a hold of it. Of course, it has to do with business, but actually he writes about life in general. John Assaraf's material is really great too on that. And I just received a book in the mail from Amazon called Habits, and I'm going to read it to continue to educate myself and to share that information with you. But when habits are embedded in us, the bad ones, the ones we think we have to have, I mean, people get addicted to negativity, they get addicted to sarcasm, they get addicted to, I mean, these are addictions. I mean, they're in the brain wired that way because they've thought that way and felt that way for as long as they can remember. So they think, well, that's just who they are, or that's just who the world is. Well, we are what we think. Always remember that. Whatever you think, that's who you are. So start thinking wonderful, better thoughts about yourself and about the world, about other people. Do bad things happen? Of course. Are there people in this world who are criminals and do harm to other people and are just, we just would like to rid the world of them? Yes. Terrorists, yes. But you know what? It's the wiring they have in their brain that causes them to be that way. And the verdict is out on a lot of other psychopathic type issues in the world of psychology. But the bottom line is, it's how do you want to create your life? How do you want to create your world, your family? Think on those things. And when you get tripped up, stop yourself. Don't judge it. Judging will make it worse. Like this morning, I was pouring my creamer, and the little lid to the cream top fell into the coffee. And I immediately, I just noticed it was like, oh man, what's wrong with you today? And just that split second, I went, nope, there's nothing wrong with me today at all. I'm fine. It's just that the cap slipped out of my fingers. No judgment. I rinsed it off, put it back on, and on went my day. But when we make slip-ups and then we judge ourselves for it so harshly, you're going to keep stuck in that same groove. So the first step is don't judge it. Observe. Observe it. That's all. And write about it. Observe it. Just say, I really do want to get my health in order, and I notice that when I make that decision, within a week, I'm back to not exercising, I'm back to eating crappy foods, and then we beat ourselves up. I'll always be this way, I don't understand, and we become the victim, which is a whole nother section in the seminar work. Victimization, how we victimize ourselves constantly. We're not victims, we make ourselves victims with thought patterns like that. Well, where do those come from? Where did that habit of thinking victim thoughts come from? It came from a long time ago, and they're stuck in your subconscious. And it has to do with shame. And again, I'm a shame buster, and the foundation of all this is about shame, and shame in our subconscious, and how it creates these bad habits of thought and action and feelings. We created that. we weren't aware we were doing it, but now I want to let you know that that's what we were doing. And being adults, we have responsibility to take hold of our thoughts and to renew our minds. We're not to be conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Does that verse sound familiar for some of us who know the New Testament? That's a big one. Well, what does it mean to renew your mind? And this has been my study for the past 20 years of my life. The culmination of education, experience, volunteering, being coached by top people in the industry, and learning more for myself and to share with others. Renewing our minds is a great process and a great undertaking, and it involves personal growth and development. It's taking responsibility for your own personal growth and development. It doesn't stop when we get out of college. It doesn't stop because we equate education with a school setting. Oh, no. It continues, and we need to take that responsibility to continue our growth and development in life. So let's do that together. And I really love talking to you and sharing with you, and I love the comments I get, and I hope you will write me, maryalice.changeyouraim@gmail.com. I'd love to hear comments from you, or you can put them down here on Facebook. Facebook, so I'll post this on Facebook and YouTube. And let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to help you. And I'd love to work with you. And I'd love to be your mentor. I've been there, and I know how to get out of it. And it's a lifelong thing. Each step of the way when we achieve something wonderful, we have another goal to set, right? We just don't stay in that plateau. So life is a constant movement and flow. And when we're stuck and we're living a life of mediocrity, then we reach out for help. We want to know how to get unstuck. Let me help you get unstuck. I wish you a wonderful day, a marvelous day, and God bless you. And thank you for letting me talk to you. And here I go. I'm going to shut this off. That awkward moment of when I look down. And I will share with you in a week or so about this project I'm undertaking, because I want you to join me in this journey. Take care, and God bless.